To mommy, do it to mommy.
Hooray! King.
Please rise.
You may be seated. Before we begin, John and Lindsay would like to pause for a moment to remember those who can't be present here today and those who are no longer with us, especially Joe and Joyce Carpanzo, the bride's grandparents, and Stephanie Lazarus, a best friend. As we begin, John and Lindsay would like to take a moment to especially thank those of you who've traveled a great distance to be here today to share in this, their most special of days. We gather as a community of family and friends and feel ripples of excitement and tremors of joy as we celebrate the marriage of John and Lindsay. God has created a world of harmony, soaring birds, roaring ocean, brisk wind, endless sand, each unique, each in relationship in harmony with the others. God's first gift was breathing life into humans and turning us toward each other to live in equality and unity. John and Lindsay have come here to affirm their love for each other and enter into this sacred union. Marriage is a gift. Marriage is an opportunity for love to be learned. Marriage is a journey in which we as the travelers are faced with many choices and responsible for these choices. Marriage is a call to servanthood. Marriage is a call to friendship. Marriage is a call to suffering. Marriage is not an event but a way of life. Marriage involves intimacy in all areas for it to be fulfilling. Today, John and Lindsay, you come together, bring all of you to this marriage, all of your wonderful parts, all of your hurts and pains. You especially bring today all of your hopes and dreams for this marriage. You both have tremendous faith in each other as you trust your future to the other's care. And you have excellent reasons for believing you belong together, but you have no guarantees. Instead, you stand together about to accept on faith the challenge of creating the future together. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for. You marry in faith that God has called you to live as one. You promise to be faithful to one another in big things as well as small. Your constant faith in each other will give form and substance to the beautiful hopes you have for your future.
Mommy.
Faith is the conviction of things not seen. Unless you're an unusual couple, at times your marriage won't look anything like the vision you celebrate today. You may not feel much evidence of the love you now feel so keenly. At such a time, remember this moment. Remember the hopes and dreams that have been entrusted to your care. Marriage begins with a leap of faith that says, I will, before an unknown and unknowable future. Marriage is about being full of faith or faithful to one another. Faithfulness respects each other's ideas and feelings, keeps each other's secrets, guards each other's dignity, and honors each other in public and in private. Faithfulness is built from 10,000 minute acts of trust and trustworthiness. In such faith, you'll find the fulfillment of all the hopes and dreams you have today. May God bless you both. Amen. John and Lindsay, have you come here freely without reservation to join together lawfully in marriage? If so, say, I have.
I have.
Before God and family and friends, ask you to affirm your vows to each other as you enter into this covenant of marriage and begin to share all the joys of this new relationship, whatever the future may hold. John, do you take Lindsay to be your wedded wife, to live together in marriage? Do you promise to love her, comfort her, honor and keep her, for better or worse, for richer or poor, in sickness and health, and forsaking all others, be faithful only to her for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And Lindsay, do you take John to be your wedded husband, to live together in marriage? Do you promise to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, for better or worse, for richer or poor, in sickness and health, and forsaking all others, be faithful only to him for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
May I have the rings?
They're right here. Oh, they were here. Okay, sorry. Okay.
These rings are an outward and visible sign of invisible truth which binds two hearts in one. As such, they're the symbols of the enduring and unending quality of the love which is now expressed between John and Lindsay.
Yeah.
John, repeat after me. Lindsay,
Lindsay,
this ring I give you
this ring I give you
is my personal gift,
is my personal gift,
my personal promise
my personal promise
of love, trust, and pride
of love, trust, and pride
that you are my wife.
that you are my wife.
Lindsay, repeat after me. John,
John,
this ring I give you
this ring I give you
is my personal gift,
is my personal gift,
my personal promise
my personal promise,
of love, trust, and pride
my love, trust, and pride,
that you are my husband.
that you are my husband.
These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding your hands on your wedding day as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow, tears of joy. These are the hands that tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will help you hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. guys don't want to pick
Don't mind.
John and Lindsay are saving a little piece of the beach where they exchange their vows. So they'll always have that little piece of the beach. And now they're going to have the sand ceremony where they're going to combine the two different colors of sand into the main container. John and Lindsay, today you join your separate lives together. The separate bottles of sand symbolize your separate lives, separate families, separate sets of friends. These bottles represent all that you are, all that you'll ever be as an individual. They also represent your lives before today. As you take these containers of sand and pour them into the main container, the individual containers of sand will no longer exist, but will be joined together as one. Just as these grains of sand can never be separated and poured again into the individual containers, so will your marriage be.
That's enough.
It's okay. We just have to lift it up. He honks the covers too.
Yes, I know.
What happened?
There's a couple of these shells here. Wait for it to enter. Those fancy shells are small.
Oh, these.
And it's put a wish or hope of prayer on it for your marriage. Okay? At the top, put those. And then share that with each other to your first anniversary.
Okay.
And then share what you hope for this first year.
Still coming.
So John and Lindsay are taking these fancy seashells here. They're going to put a wish of hope and prayer on it for their marriage for this year. And they're going to keep that a secret until their first anniversary. And then they'll share each other what they had hoped for this first year of marriage on their first anniversary. Following the ceremony, we're going to do a seashell toss for anybody that wants to hike all the way over to the water with us. And you'll be able to put a wish of hope and prayer on your own shell for them for their marriage together. And you can share that either immediately with them or on their first anniversary.
Oh, the leaves on the ground, the things right there. Yeah. Oh, that's for you. Wow. Did you throw them on the ground? Did you throw them on
So, your shells
Yes, very good.
and step back up a little bit. 1 Corinthians 13:4-8 says, "Love is patient, love is kind, love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends." John and Lindsay, in the future, happy occasions will come as surely as the morning. Difficult times will come as surely as the night. To say the words love and compassion is easy, but to accept that love and compassion are built upon patience and perseverance is not easy. John and Lindsay, as much as you've declared your willingness to enter the state of marriage with each other, declare the same in the company of God and these witnesses. By the virtue of authority vested in me as an ordained minister and by the state of Florida, I pronounce you husband and wife, united in the pure and holy bonds of wedlock. What God has joined, let no one separate. Go forth in this life as husband and wife with the blessing of God. Be loving, patient, and kind, and above all, forgive one another as God has forgiven you. It's my pleasure to introduce to you all for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. John Fisher. John, you may kiss your bride.
We're on top of the world. We're on top of the world now, darling, so don't let it go. Can I call you mine? So can I call you mine now, darling, for a whole lifetime? My heart finally trusts my mind, and I know somehow it's right. And oh, we got time, yeah. But by my side.
You're good. I have to hold her. You and I both. I don't know.
John and Lindsay would like to thank you all for being present on the most special of days.
Supposed to get
The garden party is going to be taking us a picture this time, so make the family please stay close for group pictures. Everybody else, the reception is going to begin right in the banquet hall there. Anybody that'd like to go all the way out to the water and do a seashell toss, we can do that as well. Okay? Again, thank you all for being here.
Oh, you'll be here for a couple hours.